Hey guys, welcome back. Today I've got several topics on the docket, so we'll go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to talk to you about is a lot of people have been asking about the end of train device that you see on a lot of my rolling stock, especially on the Running Trains, Trains and More Trains Volume 2 video. I got about 15 emails or messages in YouTube Messenger just about that, like where am I getting these end of train devices. These end of train devices are made by Ring Engineering. They're around 30-35 bucks a piece depending on where you get them. They're really simple to install. If you've ever unscrewed a screw or replaced a coupler, it's really that simple. They just swing right open. I mean, if you really want me to do a how-to video, I can. But they come in different options, different colors, and even the LED lights, the blinking LEDs there's like a bright one and a non-bright one, things like that. We've got 33-inch and 36-inch wheels. I'll go ahead and zoom in so you can see a little better, or just bring that up to the front there, but Ring Engineering makes those. So that's one of the things that I've been getting a lot of questions about. And another thing I've been getting a lot of questions about is my decision to choose Intermountain for the ES44 ACs for the Heritage units. Now, I did a whole video on why I chose Athearn for the SD70 ACEs with the Heritage units. We're talking about the Norfolk Southern Heritage units, but I didn't get a chance to talk about Intermountain. I'm not going to spend nearly as much time because there's really not much competition with Intermountain. There's Bachmann and there's Overland, so I can either go really cheap or I can go really expensive. The problem with Bachmann, even though I think they'll really step their game up, they'll still, I think, fall short of the detail of Intermountain, and obviously their reliability with some of their locomotives I've had has been an issue. So Intermountain has been great with reliability, great with value, great detail, so I have chosen Intermountain with that. That's the reason. Overland, they're a great company, but I just really don't want to spend you know, almost $1,000 a locomotive, or even if I find a good dealer discount, I don't want to spend that much on locomotives. If you got the money, I highly recommend Overland. They're great. Way better detail than anything you can get, but realistically, Intermountain's the best choice. I will have all 10 sound units from Intermountain, 10 sound units from Athearn, plus the 11th, 30th anniversary unit coming from Athearn. Now, with that said, a lot of people are like, what are you going to do with 21 units? That's another question I get. You know, my layout's pretty limited, 6.5 feet wide, 22 feet long, so not the biggest layout in the world, definitely not the smallest. But to have 22 locomotives sitting on top of all the other locomotives, I'm really evaluating that situation right now on whether I'll keep them all or pick favorites. I will review them all for you, but whether I'll keep them all or pick favorites, because there's been lots of times where I'll buy a locomotive, review it, sell it for a loss, or maybe break even depending on if I'm lucky. And I don't mind doing that for you guys, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to keep them all. The original plan was to keep them all, but 21 locomotives sitting, well, I've got other ones that I'm trying to rotate, you know, it gets to be a lot, and I don't want to be turned in by you guys and put on train hoarders, or hoarders, hoarders the show. So I know if I keep on doing this, I will. So I don't know if I'll keep them all. There's no guarantees. There's a lot of other stuff coming in. A lot of things that are kind of disappointing to figure out, like the 5,000th unit from Overland. I ordered that, but I thought it was going to stay in real life with the 5,000th stickers on it, but then GE went and removed them, or UP did, somebody did. So now it's really not a special paint job. I don't know if I should keep it or just review it again and sell it, or if I should keep it in my display case. Challenger from Athearn's coming in. I love my MTH Challenger, but it's got a coal tender. Do I keep that or get rid of that? There's a lot of decisions I'll make. Best case scenario, I keep everything. Worst case scenario, I sell a lot of stuff. Or maybe I'll do a couple more giveaways. I've already gotten a couple giveaways where I've given away Norfolk Southern Heritage units in the past. So one on my Facebook page, which by the way, I welcome you guys to check out my Facebook page because sometimes it has its own giveaways. www.facebook.com/HO Product Reviews. So that's my Facebook page, so you got a chance to win stuff there. I gave a Heritage unit, a non-sound Athearn Heritage unit away. Obviously they're not out yet, but when they come out, that winner will get that. And then there's you know, sometimes giveaways, or sometimes I just drop some knowledge on people, or drop some cool comments, or pull up an old video and say, hey, look at this, look how stupid I was. Alright, so you guys say I blabber a lot, so I'll try to knock that off a little bit. But the other big thing that I'm looking to get into is possibly in scale. I'm not going to show it to you because it's not perfectly positioned yet, but I have a small table down here that I could hypothetically set up an in-scale table on. And a lot of people send me questions asking me either to get an in-scale or to refer to them to somebody in in-scale, and I didn't really pay attention to anybody. But over the April Fool's holiday, if you want to call it that, I'd seen this guy's videos before, but I was paying attention to him more because he had a pretty funny April Fool's joke. IMRRO.com. I believe it's the Institute for Model Railroading Operations. But anyway, this guy, he's an in-scaler, he's funny, he's laid back, he's not super serious, he's got a nice layout, he makes a lot of sense, and he's a funny guy, so check that guy out, because over his April Fool's joke, he actually lost subscribers because people were being kind of sour, or, you know, just the way some people are, naturally. So they took him too seriously and they just left his website. So be sure to go subscribe to him, and I may even throw in a bonus if I see some subscribers go up, and if that subscriber list matches with mine. Let's just say there might be a little giveaway for those subscribers that go to subscribe to him and they match mine. I may have to email him to see his subscriber list. No guarantees, but I'll work something out. Maybe another book. I've got some cool little tiny giveaway stuff like calendars and things like that. We might work something out. But I would like to see that guy get his subscribers back, so check him out because he's really cool. Other news outside of life or outside of model railroading. I know you guys don't like to hear much about this, but I do have another second little baby boy that is in the oven right now, and he's due in 3 or 4 weeks, so that's obviously going to go on. You may see a little break from videos also, or crying in the background, which I know you guys just love. Also, I'm wearing Colts gear because I might be going to the NFL draft this fall. I mean, here in a few weeks. Might be checking that out. So it might be a little trip I pay for to go check that out. And I'm looking at getting a new car, which might play a little part in if I keep, you know, all these sound units. I don't know. So the car dealer's harassing me a lot, and they're pressure sales, but it's a car I kind of like, and the price, I keep on lowballing them and they keep on matching me, so we'll see. I probably won't, though. I'm not much for getting new flashy cars. I prefer to have my money to spend on train stuff. Okay, other than that, no new purchases or anything going on. We got a pretty good break going on right now. I've got till about the end of May, sometime in May, when the Broadway Limited 3751 will come out. People were asking about the 611. I did want to point out that I said that the cab figures in a comment were completely white. They are slightly painted. I had somebody contact me to correct me, and I had to take a closer look with my crappy vision. So the cab figures have a slight paint job to them. There's real light blue on the hat and on the overalls. So it's not completely white. The video kind of messed up on that. But overall, it is a nice unit, and I hope they do the same thing with the 3751. Headlights are still a little blue for my taste. You know, not my thing. But we'll see. And if 611 is announced not to come back, I might sell that. Guys, I am constantly buying and selling. Everybody thinks I'm this rich guy that hoards all these trains. Sometimes I offset costs. So, you know, I'm constantly buying and selling. I still have a crap load of stuff, but, you know, I do sell stuff. Heck, I sold the MTH 611. I sold the MTH 765 and then bought it back. So, you know, my mood changes on what I want to model is mostly what it's driven upon. Not necessarily finances, but what do I want to model, what do I want to include in the models, things like that. So there's no guarantees on what goes and what stays other than probably what's in my display case right now. Pretty much everything in there is staying. But outside of that, anything can change at any given time. Another thing, I got a message saying why didn't I respond to their message. Comments. I try to get everybody's comments, but I do miss a few here and there. I know some of the guys on YouTube that are in the millions of views, you know, you'll sit there and see them upload a video, but they're not responding to your comments on discussions. I try not to be like that. I'm not arrogant. I try to take the time, but I do get holes. I'll see an email on my phone here, or a message on my phone while I'm at work, and I'm like, oh, I got to get back to that guy, and then I forget. So if there's holes and it's really important to you, if I'm not getting responses because I'm missing these little gaps, just be persistent. Email me, be that squeaky wheel, because as the saying goes, squeaky wheel gets the oil. That is about it. Just a real quick update video, nothing flashy to show you this time around. Everything's hanging out, everything's cool down here on the layout. So just wanted to update you guys with what's going on, fill in the gaps when I don't have things to review, to let you know what's happening in my life and on the layout. So with that said, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on my channel. Take care.